Greetings, everyone, and a warm welcome to this evening's opening ceremony of the Shell LiveWIRE program as we usher in Cohort 3. I am Sandrine Rattan, Project Coordinator, Stakeholder Relations at YBTT, and I'd like to invite our General Manager, Shedron Collins, to officially welcome you and also provide an overview of the Shell LiveWIRE program.
Right. Great. And thank you, Sandrine. And folks, allow me to say good evening. Thank you for joining us and welcome to what we call the opening ceremony of Cohort 3 for the Shell LiveWIRE program. I would first like to acknowledge my other speakers today you will be hearing from. So not just Shedron's voice today, you're going to hear from some lovely people. Right, so Ronald Adams, the General Manager of Assets in the Shell Trinidad and Tobago, my chair, Ms. Laughlin, right, for Youth Business Trinidad and Tobago. And then we have two lovely, what we call alumni from the Shell Trinidad and Tobago from Cohort 1 and Cohort 2, Ms. Ulani Fletcher and Mr. Michael Parris joining us. And I had the privilege today to kind of give an overview of what this whole Shell LiveWIRE program is about. And I know persons joining us, I would first want to acknowledge our YBTT directors here who are part of the program supporting us, as we say, pro bono in YBTT, hosting the master classes. We do have our Shell reps who always support the program as well. A major shout out to Risa as well for that effort. The SME stakeholder landscape, the ecosystem, who've been supporting not just YBTT but the Shell LiveWIRE program. I saw Mr. Faria just joined on as well. So from the chambers, the energy chamber, the TT chamber, the different associations that have come on board, not just to support the beginning stages of collecting participants, but we hope that we will have their support when we get to the executing of the program and they're coming on board as well. Major thank you to the Shell LiveWIRE alumni. It's not just Ulani and Michael that we have representing them, but I saw a lot of them in the session. And if you would have joined in earlier at 6 o'clock, you would have got to see a little bit of the Cohort 2s highlighting their videos. And take a shameless plug to say go on to ybtt.org and you would see the alumni page and you can view all their stories, all 27 of Cohort 1 and Cohort 2. And I think this year we have some things in the works in terms of really telling their stories and their journey as well. So look out for that. The media who's going to join us as well, pleasure for having us. And last but not least, Cohort 3, right? And later on, we'll announce those finalists as well, right? I'm guessing the Cohort 3s are familiar with my face through the screening process. Thank you for being with me, right? So about the Shell LiveWIRE program. So when we at YBTT kind of envision what entrepreneurship and entrepreneurs are, we talk about entrepreneurs being those that shape communities and shape the ecosystem that we're in. Those that really find solutions to the world challenges. Those that are creative and develop that innovation and that innovative product. And most of all, those that make a difference. So the Shell LiveWIRE program is Shell's global social investment enterprise development program, and it's centered on those type of entrepreneurs. Through its inception in Scotland in 1982, the program is facilitated in over 15 countries, supporting over 1,000 entrepreneurs, right? So being part of the Shell LiveWIRE network and alumni, not just a local network that you're joining, but you're also joining a global network of young entrepreneurs, not so young entrepreneurs, right? Really making an impact and making a difference. Cohort 3, I mean, I always say COVID has brought opportunities and it's brought challenges, but we like to focus on the opportunities. And the opportunity that's presented us is to facilitate a program totally virtual, right? We would have had to make a drastic shift last year to moving from face-to-face. I think we probably would have had two or three master classes face-to-face and had to drastically shift to going online, right? And I thank Cohort 2 for being with us as we shifted online for that. So the program has 5 core elements that I would like to focus on. And we're looking at persons who are already in business to help them grow and really develop them as an entrepreneur and their business. So as you said, focus on them. The first element is that business coaching, really helping them through that conversational intelligence and growing them as leaders in today's society. Then we have masterclasses, which I like to see entrepreneurs teaching other entrepreneurs, right? On various topics, from HR, from digital influence, on dealing with this whole new reality, even looking at building generational businesses. And for each LiveWire, the focus really is on an individual aspect. How do we develop and build their businesses? So we offer them some consultants, and I know we have the 3 consultants agencies on the call with us. So thank you for joining us. And the consultancies around branding and packaging. How do we develop that brand, create that brand identity, that story, and develop those great packages? And I know if you came in early and you saw the entrepreneurs and their packaging, I know some of the entrepreneurs would have thanked Market Movers for that. Looking at from a financial standpoint, how could we enhance the ability of those entrepreneurs, right? So looking at their accounting system, getting them ready for audit, right? So we always talk about, yes, you're in business, but sometimes it's all about the numbers. So we deep dive into the numbers of that aspect, right? We also look at building what we call building capacity and look at 2 aspects: building capacity to really capture that domestic market, or building capacity to be able to export your product or service on that end. So the 4th element is really what we call preparing to pitch. And pitching is not simply just for investors, but preparing to pitch gets you ready to pitch to possible partners, pitch to possible stakeholders. So think about, yes, you have financial needs, but think about, if I have non-financial needs, how do I get those persons on board, not just to believe in me, but also to believe in the business? And then we really put everything to the end where we have our demo and pitch day. And I'll send out the invites to all of you again, right, joining us to the demo and pitch day. And you can see the drastic change that would have happened from the onset of the supporting our entrepreneurs to really where they developed. And, you know, everything that we do, we look at pillars as indicators in terms of judging. So we have 4 specific indicators that we're looking at. Have we really increased the capacity of those young businesses? Have we increased their revenue? Have we strengthened their core business structure? And have we increased their staff? Right? Because job creation is something that we really look for. And young businesses, as we see that so many job losses happening, young businesses creating job opportunities, moving from becoming job seekers to job creators is what we see at IBTT. So folks, I would just want to say thank you for joining us. I'm sure you can hear some lovely chats from our speakers, our featured speakers, and the alumni about their experience and welcoming this whole new cohort. So with that, thank you for coming tonight and enjoy.
Thank you, Shed, for sharing those very important insights. Both cohorts 1 and 2 consisted of some really amazing entrepreneurs who proved that the impossible in entrepreneurship is possible. It's now my pleasure to introduce Michael Parris, founder of Soular Organics, who would bring remarks on behalf of Cohort 1 alumni. But before hearing from Michael, allow me to share a brief profile on his business. Soular is a vegan natural foods company specializing in healthy snacks made from tropical superfoods that are naturally processed without additives and preservatives. Since the beginning of 2013, its processing has been sustainable, carbon-free, and positively impacts the environment. Soular has won several innovation awards for its products and continues to innovate as challenges arise. At the core of the business is the sale of naturally processed vegan foods, cocoa and banana snacks, including sun-dried bananas, cacao powder, You can't talk about Soular without trying their Mayan-style brewing cacao and cacao nibs. Michael was a finalist in the Shell LiveWIRE Top 10 Innovators Award 2020 and is aiming to leverage the exposure received and also capitalize on future opportunities. It's now Michael's turn to speak.
Hello. Nice. Hi, I am Michael Parris, and thank you, Sandrine, for that amazing welcome and introduction. I was part of the first cohort, and it's incredible to see the changes that have happened from then to now, where we were completely, face-to-face, and now the program is completely virtual. While that may be the main change, I doubt that a lot else would have changed in terms of the access that you would have to participants, people, and to connections that could be built throughout the program. I want to say, use this opportunity to really just expand your mind, expand your vision, to grow. Shedron mentioned earlier about being able to shape your communities, but I want to encourage you to be willing to be shaped or to shape yourselves throughout this program. You have an exciting, thrilling time ahead. This program can not only revolutionize your business, but radically change yourself. It can change you, your business, and by extension, your community, friends, and family, country, the world even. So I want to encourage you to have fun, use the avenues to make connections, because these connections are going to last with you beyond the program. Use the access to the previous cohorts like 1 and 2, also to the teachers in the master classes and the master experts. These are people we normally may not have access to all the time, but through the program, you will definitely have access to them. Have the conversations, ask the questions, even though it might seem silly to you, but it's an opportunity to really flower and blossom. So I want to say, relax, have fun, and just bring your best A game every day. And personal tip, be early, even though it is a virtual session. I'm sure a lot of convos or one-on-ones can happen while people are in the waiting room or before a session is about to begin. So from cohort 1 and myself, have a great time. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael, for those wonderful words of encouragement. Next up is Ulani Fletcher, founder of Caribbean Craze, who deliver remarks on behalf of Cohort 2 alumni. But before Ulani begins, let me quickly share her business profile with you. Caribbean Craze was incorporated in 2017 and launched in 2018. Passionate about baking and business, Ulani was driven to create a product that appeals to the Caribbean culture of celebrating. The cookie cup and drinks were made to add to the festivities of a celebration, whether it is a small gathering, a big party, or even birthday celebration. Cookie cups are available in vanilla, coconut, and chocolate, along with 2 drinks, Caribbean coffee and pink Craze, along with other baked goods such as cupcakes. Hi, Ulani, it's all yours.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for that beautiful introduction. My name is Ulani, as she has just said. First off, congratulations. I was in the same position last year. Not quite around this time, I think it was closer in January time. And it was a moment where I was excited, a bit nervous as to what the journey itself would entail. And I must say, being, well, I guess finally graduating from the Shell LiveWIRE program, it was definitely worth attending and pulling through. Let's see. On behalf of Cohort 2, I welcome you and I congratulate you. This is a program where you have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. As a young entrepreneur, I think there has been a lot of challenges for me as well as others. And I'm sure this is one of the reasons why you too would have had applied for this program and you are here today successfully. Now, being in Tobago, it was at first a bit challenging because the pandemic hadn't hit as yet. And then it hit. And converting to the virtual was a bit tough, but it became, sorry. So it became very easy. So what I'm saying, everything is virtual now. It is definitely a great experience and it's something you wouldn't regret and you have everything to gain. So again, congratulations and welcome into the program. Thanks.
Thank you, Ulani, for those inspirational insights. We now move to the lighter side of the program where we ask you to relax and enjoy this entertaining video by Darren Sandy as he performs a piece on the spoken word.
I want to sell something. So I make 2 social media pages, I'll like and share something. I want to be one of them people in the business age, money must make, hear something. You will see a dollar sign if you x-ray my brain. When I see my peers ice stunting, I can't wait to profit and buy 2 big chain, more dust in my pocket than the Sahara. When you see me, just see dollar, it's easy. Just get a table, a product and boost it on the IG. Watch me, watch me, watch me. I broke. For like many starters who start up, many hope that being an entrepreneur is an escalator to success, not realizing it is a tightrope, a slow, careful process. Those who walk it must have laser vision in their dreams. Scopes, these are the people passionate about securing the global future, able to flip talent and expertise to suit the solutions needed today. It's easy to wake up with a dream, but harder to take the dream out their mind and find partners to break the dream into bite-sized bits so others could be moved and sit on a table with you and chew the dream until they digested it, to become vested in it. For you know your dream is a wake-up call for something the country needs to fix. An entrepreneur is a doctor, the one in the laboratory looking for vaccines for diseases the world yet to see. So an entrepreneur is a soothsayer, able to look into the future and recognize what will be desired. Keep the fire that you have and prepare to work hard in order to burn it. For there'll be days when not everyone sees your dream and you feel compelled to turn it into a passing thought. I urge you to let those feelings be a passing cloud. And if it happens to dampen your parade, then take the water and plant some change in your mindset. An entrepreneur is not an overnight success. There's no Powerball in the lineup. It have a reason. Shell LiveWIRE want you to sign up, because that thing that piles up in your mind till you cannot find time to think of anything else except your product line is a valuable thought. Youth Business TT wants to ensure that you make dollars by being willing to pour blood, sweat, and tears behind your bold in depth idea. So wake up, entrepreneur. Your risk will eventually bring bliss, even if it have days of sorrow and hit and miss. Know you have support and coaching, and the fact that you're listening to this means that your vision board was already worth approaching. An entrepreneur is the heartbeat of a hoping nation, that despite the economic times, you will hold on with reaching arms that so bold they will go on to make the process more efficient, powered by Shell. And that is a huge difference, for they are all advancing, aiming to be emission resilient. With such goals, they fuel how we begin hoping, until we control over how we work in, then work more than you ever did before. And that is what you're here for. To hear more about these brilliant dreams that have taken root. Now it's time for the dreams to move.
I'm sure Darren would have brought some chair, but not only chair, some realities in terms of Shell LiveWire program. And we hope that you enjoyed every moment of it. Youth Business Trinidad and Tobago has been the implementing partner of the Shell LiveWire program since 2018, and the entire YBTT team is extremely elated to be part of this life-changing experience. With that said, I'm delighted to welcome our next speaker, Mrs. Dale Laughlin, YBTT's chair, to share some of the strategic insights that have shaped our unique partnership with Shell Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you, Sandrine, and good evening, everyone. After listening to Darren speak, I don't know that I need to say much, actually. Words, folks, words create worlds. And Darren Sammy's words this afternoon create a vision, give us an insight, the insight that Sandrine asked for, give us an insight into a reality that many of us live as entrepreneurs, and many of those who support us as entrepreneurs live. When he talks about the entrepreneur's dream is a wake-up call for something the country needs to fix, that resonates with me. Because if ever there was a call to action, a time when there was a need for a call for action, it is now. And that's why we're here this afternoon in this opening ceremony for the Shell LiveWire program, isn't it? Ronald, to you and to Risa and to all our friends and our partners at Shell, we at YBTT, we are honored. We are honored to continue to support you as your local implementation partner. And we thank you for your continuing confidence in us. And you know, as I think back to the two previous opening ceremonies, I remember, Shedron and I, you and I seem to be on the same wavelength with stories this afternoon, because I'm remembering the participants' stories of expectation, for example, as they met each other at the onboarding sessions. The chapters they subsequently wrote as they attended the workshops and the master classes, their insights, their emotions, as they participated now in the coaching and the consulting sessions was ramping up. And then their anxiety as they started to prepare for and participated in the pitch day. And then their excitement as they graduated, a compelling excitement as they graduated. And there were moments, let us not think that it's all good. I mean, there were moments of frustration and stress and hard work and disappointment, but these moments too were part of their journey. Those stories, their stories, are on the YBTT website, so go have a look at them. But these stories are also now documented in the deal book that is finding its way into the hands of interested investors. Because the Shell LiveWire program doesn't end with the graduation ceremony. We now have an alumni who will continue to benefit as well as contribute to the experience. So let me back off Shell LiveWire for a minute and just give you a little insight into YBTT, why we exist. We started in 2001 as a not-for-profit, and since then we've been on a mission to take entrepreneurship to the next level. How? By empowering young entrepreneurs between the ages of 18 to 35, a pretty generous spread, to build profitable and sustainable businesses. And today, we are now part of 3 global networks. Of course, the Shell LiveWire network, the Global Entrepreneurship Network, because we're one of the countries that hosts the GEW celebration annually, and then Youth Business International, which is a UK-based global network of non-profit initiatives. And over the years, we've worked with what, maybe 2,000 young entrepreneurs as we set them up. Currently, we're utilizing our project funds in 3 major ways, which is this Jumpstart Incubator Program, which launched, I think it was this week or last week. Of course, the Shell LiveWIRE Programme now, which are for the startups and scale-ups. Our long-standing mentorship program, and the annual GEW, Global Entrepreneurship Week celebration. It just seems that as each year passes, the work we do becomes more relevant, more urgently needed, more impactful. And it's as if the more we do, and I'm not just talking about YBTT here, I'm talking about all the partners in the entrepreneurship ecosystem, the more we do, the more the need expands. And I mean, we have only to think of the last 12, going into 13 months now, as we've navigated the pandemic. And as we continue to step up to the challenges of rebooting the economy, to see that YBTT has an important role to play as a catalyst that brings together all the partners who support youth entrepreneurship to revitalize the support ecosystem. The reality is that many are having to pivot. You heard some of those stories a few minutes ago from Michael and Ulani. They've had to pivot. They've had to transform. The environment continues to be uncertain. And the support ecosystem partners are vital to their sustainability. More than that, I think the youth entrepreneurs need more immediately accessible support mechanisms to enable them. YBTT is doing this, and there are more accessible support systems necessary to enable them to get off the ground more quickly and with greater ease. It doesn't have to be so difficult. This is critical to ensure that entrepreneurs can continue to play their vital role. I have to say, and I'm proud to say this, that the YBTT board, Shedron Collins, and the team of dedicated support people that we have at YBTT, and our extended family, that is the family of our mentors, our facilitators, our coaches, our consultants. We bring exemplary energy and commitment to our roles, and that is something that I'm very proud to be able to say, and I try to find as many opportunities as I can to say it. So without any apologies. So back to today's focus, however. I have a direct message, really, to you, our cohort 3 entrepreneurs. Our intention is that this LiveWIRE experience is going to be uniquely valuable and distinctly memorable for you. It will be one that you will emerge from with a vibrancy and a compelling excitement to take your next steps. My message to you is that you are not alone. You have support. My question to you is whether you're ready. Whether you're ready for your personal journey and for your business journey. Are you ready for the group experience? In Darren's words, do you come willing to pour your blood, sweat, and tears over the next few months to wake up to your full potential? And again, in Darren's words, he says it much better than me. And as the heartbeat of our hoping nation, the nation that is hoping for the revitalization and the re-energizing of this SME sector, the consumers who are proud to buy your products and services, the many who are encouraging you to set your sights on the global market space, not only because you're taking our brands into the diaspora and beyond, but because you're bringing in precious foreign exchange that we need to keep our economy going. I ask you, are you ready? We're ready. We're ready. At YBTT, we're ready. Kind of sounding like Bungie. We're ready to welcome you and support you and nurture you and grow with you right through to the end of your Shell LiveWIRE experience. We thank you for joining us. We're excited to have this opportunity to work with you this year. Thank you. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Dale, for enlightening our audience on the tremendous value of not only our partnership with Shell Trinidad and Tobago and the importance of the various elements of the program, but most importantly, showcasing YBTT's contribution to the continued development of young entrepreneurs in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you very much. The entire team at Shell Trinidad and Tobago must be commended highly for their foresight and vision in introducing the Shell LiveWIRE program in Trinidad and Tobago, as it's a much needed boost to the national ecosystem and by extension, Trinidad and Tobago's economy. To reinforce the significance of the program, allow me to invite our next speaker, Mr. Ronald Adams, General Manager, Upstream Assets at Shell Trinidad and Tobago. But before Mr. Adams begins, allow me to share his bio with you. Ronald Adams is an accomplished energy sector leader with over 27 years experience in the oil and gas industry. He has held positions in business development, operations and engineering management in companies in Trinidad and Tobago and the United States. A chemical engineer by profession, Ron began his career in the Point Lisas industrial estate and progressed through several key roles across the energy value chain. He has a proven ability to quickly analyze key business drivers and develop strategies to achieve excellence by building focused, aligned, and high-performing teams. Let's welcome Mr. Adams.
Thank you so much, Sandrine. For a moment there, I was wondering if you were really talking about me. YBTT's Board of Directors and staff, representatives of Shell Trinidad and Tobago Limited, members of the business community, members of the media, LiveWIRE entrepreneurs, good evening. I'm very pleased to join you today, even if it is only virtually, as we kick off the third cohort of the Shell LiveWIRE program. I understand that some of you are involved in the food industry, and believe me, it would have been great to taste your food in person. Today, as the third cohort of Shell LiveWIRE participants, you are joining a fearless group of 29 Shell LiveWIRE alumni that came before you and are now contributing to TNT's economic development through the creation of jobs or providing the local market with much needed goods and services. Each of you, I'm sure, would have your own story of what led you here. And no doubt, what you all have in common is a desire to make your mark, to distinguish yourself as a successful entrepreneur, and to grow your business in the midst of an ever-evolving, generally depressed economic environment, made more dynamic and volatile by the COVID-19 pandemic. 1 year ago, our world changed forever. We discovered that we were not as invincible as we might have thought. and that a tiny virus could bring the world's economic systems and social institutions to a virtual standstill, and worse, that it could take precious lives. During our life in lockdown, some of us have become chefs, gardeners, tech support, teachers, dancers, and musicians. As you heard, I'm a chemical engineer by profession, and I never really thought that I had a green thumb until I tried my hand at planting some vegetables and was amazed at the result. I, like many other people, have discovered a new joy, and in my case, albeit as chief assistant in the home garden. The word pivot has become the latest buzzword for companies and individuals who, whether forced or proactively, had to change direction in their business. We've all had to be flexible and innovative in the way we deal with the changes taking place. And who knows better than entrepreneurs about flexibility and innovation? I'm certain there's a great deal you can share with us. But the past year also showed us how resilient we really were. Some of you were able to quickly transition to online businesses. Some of you were just in the right place at the right time to deliver an essential business-to-business solution. Some of you capitalized on the health crisis by developing products to boost immunity. The saying, necessity is the mother of invention, took on even greater meaning. In reality, some of our Shell LiveWIRE alumni were hard hit, while others still found new opportunities emerging for them. Like many businesses the world over, they too have been especially hard hit by the global economic downturn. I am sure in your own circles, you can attest to the challenges. Friends and colleagues whose businesses may have closed or whose dreams were put on hold. The fact is, small and medium enterprises, that is, businesses that employ from 1 to 250 persons, account for 70% of global employment and 50% of global GDP, according to data from the International Council for Small Businesses. The United Nations has also noted that in emerging markets, most formal jobs are generated by SMEs, which is estimated to create 7 out of every 10 jobs. When you think about this impact on economies, you can begin to appreciate the cataclysmic effect on families and communities when these businesses fail. The government of Trinidad and Tobago, in its Roadmap to Recovery Committee report, has indicated that SMEs and their families were disproportionately affected by the economic crisis, revealing their vulnerability to the global supply and demand disruptions. So much so that more than 50% of SMEs would likely not survive the crisis. It is against this backdrop that the Shell LiveWIRE program offers opportunity to entrepreneurs. Through this program, we seek to power progress by working with our partners like Youth Business Trinidad and Tobago to promote innovation and build a culture of entrepreneurship and export readiness to ultimately make a positive and lasting social impact on communities and the wider economy. Entrepreneurs often hire within their communities and provide opportunities for those around them. Some of you may consider embarking on this program as part of your strategy to pivot. For some, it may be in line with your growth plans. You will all have your own strategy and your own goals. Today, as you kick off the 3rd cohort and join the distinguished team of entrepreneurs and innovators, know that they are men and women just like you, who began with an idea or dream and work hard to realize their vision. Entrepreneurs like Keisha Roberts, owner of Blue Town Market, and Raquel Rollock of Laquel's Agrizi Company, who graduated from last year's program and were the winners of the Demo and Pitch Day event at the end of the program. Or Michael Parris, founder of the organic foods company, Soular, a graduate of the inaugural Shell LiveWIRE Cohort, who was recently named a top 10 innovator for 2020 by Shell's Global LiveWIRE Program. Today, I am so pleased to welcome you all into the Shell family. Among you, we have scientists like Mitsu Creative, who have harnessed the power of the local mud volcanoes to make skincare products, farmers, honey makers, procurement specialists like Energy Connect, caterers and manufacturers of healthy food products like GeoHealth. And of course, I would have loved to be able to sample the healthy craft beverages of the green bartender. Drinking alcohol and losing weight at the same time sounds like a win-to-win to me. Of course, I'm only joking about the alcohol part. Shell is proud to support businesses like yours that are on the cutting edge of innovation, focusing on energy and environmental solutions, agriculture and food processing, and ecotourism. In this way, your company is uniquely positioned to participate in the global supply chain and contribute meaningfully to the economic diversification. Our commitment to entrepreneurs is embodied in our strategy to make a positive impact on our society by working with our partners as we power lives and livelihoods through our products and activities, and by supporting an inclusive society. In this regard, YBTT continues to be a strong partner in facilitating the Shell LiveWIRE program and working with the participants to grow their businesses. As you begin your journey, I sincerely hope that this program is the springboard to help get you to where you want to be. As I said at the beginning, we are operating in an online environment. And to its credit, YBTT has done some pivoting of its own, quickly shifting the program from the face-to-face sessions, so the program has continued to operate at the same high-quality level of execution. I look forward to joining you again in a few months at your graduation, where we will celebrate your great milestone. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Adams, for sharing those very poignant sentiments that speak to the magnitude of the Shell LiveWIRE program. We do appreciate. We've come to the end of this evening's event as we usher in Cohort 3 to the Shell LiveWIRE family, and I do hope everyone enjoyed. I'd now turn over to Shedron to close.
All right, so I'm back again. Didn't I tell you all we had a good lineup of speakers today, and Devon in the middle there giving us that spoken word. I know in the past I dabbled a bit in that, right? So just joking. So on behalf of the Shell, on behalf of Shell, on behalf of the Shell LiveWIRE team and YBTT, I want to officially announce the 15 businesses and companies that are going into Cohort 3. So 3D Aquaponics Solutions, CI Tobago Products, the Lorry Boss, Eco Wash, Energy Connect Enterprise, Escrow Securities Group, GeoHealth, Green Bartender, Handmade by Jeanette, Kennedy Agro Processing, Mitsu Creative Concepts, Munchies, nature sprout, the garden, your equipment supplies. So those are your 15. And as soon as we close off today, you know, the work don't stop, grind don't stop. So folks, Cohort 3, I know you all have gotten emails from me, so we'll see you all tomorrow as we dive straight into it, getting to know a bit about each other and really becoming, like we said, entrepreneurs shape the community. So with that, we want you to bring together a couple of you, speak to a session. We will have the lovely Miss Laughlin joining us again and really connect as a cohort as we propel going forward. So folks, thank you for joining us. Have a great Friday evening. There's nothing else to say. I want to thank again Ms. Sandrine Rattan for emceeing tonight. Right? So Sandrine always pulls that out for us. And the man behind the scenes. Right? So Jonathan Khan on the technical side, and I think Ron would have alluded to it. So in this COVID times, you either pick up gardening or it became tech support. Right? So a lot of us pivoted our own selves using skills that we would have learned in the past and really becoming a baker. Yes, Lara. Right? So folks, thank you for joining us. And if you're ecosystem stakeholder and you're willing to get on board to join us to propel Cohort 3 and really figuring out how you can connect. I know some of you will have had meetings from before. We're free to have some meetings now and we can really do a deeper dive in terms of how we can really help propel these businesses and these entrepreneurs going forward. So with that, thank you and good night.
Good night.